My dear students of class 8, now I am going to teach you a lesson which already I started. The remaining part of this teaching, now I am going to teach you. Lesson number 2, the Industrial Revolution. Lesson 2, the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution, was taken place in England at the time when it took place. People who lived in villages, they all shifted towns, from villages to town in search of jobs. Now I am going to teach you on the following points. Industries in Britain in the 17th century. Industries in Britain in the 17th century. In the early 17th century, Britain was completely dependent on 3 minings. Number 1, lead mining. Number 2, tin mining. And number 3, coal mining. Lead mining was in Derbyshire of England, steel mining Cornwall, and coal mining the northern part of England. These 3 minings helped England to be self-sufficient. Besides, during the early 17th century, the agricultural revolution in England helped them to start a new wave of revolution. This revolution is known as Industrial Revolution. Now, what were the other causes? The Industrial Revolution and industries in Britain's 17th centuries. So many new machines were established, discovered by the scientists. So, the availability of iron helped them to make machines and steam engines, and availability of coal also helped them to run them. So these were the natural resources which helped England to be self-sufficient in the field of industrial growth. Now, most industrial productions that time when, during the early 17th century, people of England, they were basically involved in producing handmade goods in their own houses. So the industry was dependent on handmade goods during early 17th century. But the production of cotton cloth was increased. That's why England needed to make it more, and the process of production more and more mobilizing. That's why, in order to make it faster, they discovered so many machines with the help of the scientists and inventors. Besides, they utilized sea routes. Sea routes also were discovered. Naturally, they had been eagerly waiting for the new machines so that they could produce bulk quantities of manufactured goods through their machines and supply it to other parts of the world, and could earn much amount of money from there, better money from there, better profit from there. Now, what are the causes of the Industrial Revolution? There are certain causes of the Industrial Revolution. Certain causes. Number 1, creation of capital. First one, creation of capital. So many investors, capitalists came forward and decided to invest their money in return for their profit, because they realized that under such circumstances they should invest money for making that amount of money double. That's why they invested money. So many banks also came forward to invest their money, and afterwards, the processed foods, which they wanted to make it quicker. Why? Because of the large market of the whole world, because of the discovery of sea routes through which they wanted to export their manufactured goods to other parts of the world. Now, availability of natural resources. Second point, second cause of industrial revolution in Britain is availability of natural resources. Availability of natural resources. Natural resources like coal, tin, like petroleum, like coal, tin, petroleum. These all are the natural resources. These were help England to witness a new industrial era. So, with the help of these natural resources, England also brought a remarkable change in the field of production. Now, inventions. A number of inventors invented so many new machines, like hand-powered spinning jenny. It was patented by James Hargreaves in the year 1770. Besides it, spinning wheel into the spinning jenny brought a remarkable change in the field of industry, in the textile industry. So the people who are involved in handmade productive goods in their houses, now they demanded big machines in their houses. But some money lenders also agreed to provide big machines in their houses, but there was no enough space and large spaces to install such big machines in their houses. That's why the concept of establishing factory system appeared in their minds, and as a result of it, the factory system was introduced. Large factories, big houses were established throughout the whole parts of England. Moneylender invested money. So many new machines, big machines also were installed there in the factories. So the people who were earning money from their houses by depending on themselves, with the introduction of new machines, after the establishment of big industries, they all left. They all became jobless people, because their production, whatever they would produce from their handmade system, could not compete the manufactured goods of machines. That's why they all became jobless people, and they left their villages and reached cities in search of jobs. So they all became, factory workers. Factory workers for low wages. So these cheap laborers also help England to be self-sufficient and to introduce more and more wave of industrial growth throughout England. Next day we shall teach you science in industry. 1 point is left, and then afterwards trade of industrial revolution. Thank you.